Well, the Nuggets have a big game tonight against the Timberwolves, and our Chris Tavares with our 9 News Sports team is here to break down what we can expect on the court. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Lauren, thank you so much for having me on the noon show. This is a new experience for me and a new experience for us. We're joined by Ryan Blackburn from the Locked On podcast and Adam Mares from DNVR. Thank you guys so much for coming in early to talk about this Nuggets game. Now, let's start out with tonight, taking on the Timberwolves, a team that they've lost to twice already. And they, of course, had that Game 7 collapse in the playoffs last year in the second round, up by 20 points in the third quarter, and they just see their season come to an end. And this is the team that Denver has struggled against, especially this year. They've lost the first two matchups, but I think Denver matches up well against them, and they've been playing pretty well lately that I don't think this should be too big of an issue. Like, what do you think, Ryan?
Well, it's an interesting concept because it's kind of a mental aspect of this matchup because you lose Game 7 at home on your own home floor in a big matchup. And then they're 0-2 this year, and this is an interesting time for Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and Michael Porter trying to figure out how they can guard a team like that has Anthony Edwards on it. And they haven't been as successful as they need to be so far. We will see whether they can turn it around tonight.
You mentioned they have Anthony Edwards, but they don't have Karl Anthony Towns anymore, and I think that just completely changes the entire dynamic of this matchup, even though the Nuggets have lost the first two games.
It completely changes the dynamic, and it's more interesting, I think, for Minnesota than it is for Denver, because Minnesota has Julius Randle, a different player than Karl Anthony Towns. He missed about a month of the season to injury, comes back, and he's altered his game. It's only been 5 games, but he's altered his game to be more of a facilitator, which is what they need him to be. So if he can perfect that role, I think they become significantly more challenging.
Tonight's game tips off at 8 o'clock. Now, they're coming off a huge win against the Thunder on Monday. You saw it on our sister station, KTVD, Channel 20. But that game, I think, was huge just from a mental aspect for Denver. Denver knows they can compete with anybody. I mean, they won the championship just a couple of seasons ago, but a team that's 11 games ahead of them for first place in the Western Conference, and they split the series for the entire season, especially after that late blowout on Sunday, and they come around and they win pretty handily on Monday, the second game of a back-to-back. I think that was a pretty impressive showing from Denver, but it didn't show us anything we didn't already know. They can play with anybody.
100%. This is a team that when Nikola Jokic is rolling, when Jamal Murray is rolling, they have enough shooting around them most of the time to get this done. And I think that it's just fascinating the way that they were able to attack what was a top-ranked Oklahoma City defense that had given them issues in the previous night. Turn around, make some adjustments, and Nikola Jokic is as smart as they get. Jamal Murray had a great game. It was awesome to watch them.
Top-ranked defense, and they gave up more points than they'd given up all season long. It just shows the explosive offensive firepower that the Nuggets have.
100%, and that's their calling card is their offense and how unstoppable they are around Nikola Jokic. But I think Monday's game was the most important game on the schedule until tonight. Now tonight is the most important game on the schedule. Denver has to get over the hump against this team that beat them in Game 7 and has had their number since. This is another statement opportunity for them.
It's the most important game because it's the Timberwolves, not because it's the Nuggets. You're not giving me some coach speak, are you?
No, this one really does mean something. I mean, every team sort of has another team in the NBA's number. Minnesota's had Denver's number over the last year. So this is an important one for them getting over the hump and getting ready for the playoffs.
Like you said, Ryan, it's just a psychological hump that, if anything, the fans need to see them get over. Ryan, Adam, thank you guys so much. Lauren, let's send it back to you.
Chris, thank you so much. Go Nuggets. We are so excited.